Hey folks, in this nightcap we're going to talk about another what if about our goaltending coming up. All right, let me get on this one. Shouldn't be a long video. Well, I do want to put up 3 videos today because I neglected the channel again the last few days. I've been going crazy working on my other channel. I had to scrap the old videos, put new ones in. And it was work. Okay, so here is the clip. What if Comrie turns out to be the guy in the net? And the shout out goes to Saber76 for that one. What if, guys? What if Comrie does turn out, like this is something I don't think many of us were thinking about. Like when Saber76 posted that, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it's just something, we're so busy worrying about the kids developing in nets and things like this, right? And our prospects, is Portillo going to be a Saber? Is he going to stick around? Is Levi and all this and that? But what if, and this is a good question, what if Comrie becomes the guy in the net? Because Comrie's at the age now that he could be. He could come in here and all of a sudden just, boom, hit a prime that Winnipeg say, oh my God, we should have kept this guy. But Winnipeg had to let him go anyway. They got Hellebuyck. I mean, Hellebuck's not near at the end of his career. So, I'm just, this is a good question because if this happens, it's a good problem to have. I'll say that right away. It's a good problem to have. And I don't want a goalie in our farm system that is upset that our goalie's doing good in Buffalo and he wants out. If we have any goalies like that, I hope, even if his name's Levi, then move him. No, you want guys that are down below, determined they're going to be the guy. Determined. That's what you want. And they don't care who's doing what in the bigs. They don't care. And if we got a guy like that, which I think we do, then we'll see. Now, the other what if? I mean, what if UPL comes in this year and stars it and does great, And I've been hard on UPL, but I like UPL. I do. I've liked him. In the games he plays in the NHL, guys, I like what I see with UPL. I do. But it's just, I'm worried he's going to step on a piece of glass or something all the time and cut his toe. Like, I'm always worried this guy's going to get hurt somehow, And if we can get something going on in the nets this year, then yes, the Sabres, I believe, will contend for a playoff spot this year. They will. But we need good goaltending this year. And you know what? I don't want to take a shot at Anderson or any of the other goalies last year. We had about average goaltending last year, which was pretty good when you consider our team and our roster and our payroll, right? It was pretty fair to say that. This year, though, low payroll again, but that's kind of smoke and mirrors, okay? That payroll in 2 years is going to be probably maxed out, the cap. It's going to be maxed out. That's why we got to save money and not go spend it somewhere stupid and get some guy in for $8 million or something. It's just not worth it right now. Although I'm one of those guys that if we went and got a big name, I'd be excited still. I figure, okay, we'll figure out the cap in 2 years. But I like having that cap space open. It just feels good for this guy. If we can somehow, some way get half decent goaltending to start, Comrie sets in, starts to feel good, starts to adjust to his new teammates, the ice surface, the building, the fans, all of it's new for this guy, right? He's coming in there and he's not too sure what's what. He's just coming into a city that he might have been there once or twice, and that's it. So now it's like home for him, so it's going to be different for him, a big adjustment for him. And I think that we have the type of team, though, that radiates confidence. It just radiates confidence. They bounce confidence off of each other, this team. This is what's going on now. And this is why when I talk about the chemistry is one thing, but my goodness, the culture is another. We've got both going on right now. We got chemistry and culture now. We have youth, we have talent, we have depth now in our farm. We just don't have the veterans yet. These kids aren't older yet, It's going to take a few more years. I want to see what Dylan Cousins is going to play like when he needs to shave and he starts to get some facial hair. And I'm very curious what these young kids are going to turn into when they become young men. That's going to be very exciting for me to see happen. That's the question. What if we get good goaltending this year? Could we be ahead of schedule, guys? Could we? Could the Sabres be ahead of schedule this year? If any fan base deserves it, it's us. I don't care what any other fan base says. We deserve this. If the Sabres this year overachieve, get in the playoffs, cause trouble, and all these things happen, we deserve it above and beyond every franchise in the entire league put together. The Sabres fan base deserves this. We deserve it for sure. And that is a fair assumption, opposing fans, and you know it because we've been the joke of the league for 10 years, 11. Well, really 10, ever since really 2014, around there, really the last 8 years we've been a joke. Too many, just too much, there's just nothing's happened. And if something happens this year, well, my goodness, it's about time. It's about time. So this is another thing that's in our favor, guys, is that the law of averages is in our favor, that something could happen this October. Something special. We might come out of the gates flying and not stop all year. And we're going to be like, what the hell is going on? What is this? And then I'm going to have to calm everybody down that's talking about we're winning the cup. Look, I think if we just hang in there, we're competitive early on. Let's say the first 20 games, I'm thinking something like, 11, 7, and 2. Just, consistent. 12, 6, and 2 would be better, of course, but that's 6 over instead of 4. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what we can do because we got that West trip to open the season. There's things we looked at in one of the videos there. Their opening of the season's tough. But then we have a stretch where there's a pot, like the first, 16 games or something, right? We looked at, and if the Sabres can come out strong, the first 20% of this season, it'll set the tone at least. At least it'll set the tone. And if they collapse after, and I'm not talking a major downfall the rest of the year, that's not going to happen with this bunch now. Those days are gone. They're gone. If we start good, it's going to be hell for the league to make us crash and burn after. It will be. Not the way this team is now, guys. No. Those days are gone. But let's say we do, and we become human, and we start playing 500 for next 20 games, or a few games under, you know what I mean? And we're floating a few games over 500 all year. I'm good with that. I am. I want to see if they're better than that, though. We don't know what we got here. We just don't know. And it, if you look at the age of this team, or the ages of this team, there's no way to know for sure what exactly we got here. We don't know for sure. Not until we put them on the ice, throw them out there, and say, go do it. Just do it and see what happens. We know that there's going to be some experimenting. Granato's not going to sit there and be looking at the standings after 20 games. He's not going to do that, just to put it out there. He's not going to be doing that. What he's going to be doing is looking at players, what I believe he's going to do. He's going to be looking at players to see what they can do, thinking a few years down the line. Look at the call he made putting Tage as centerman. These are all things we have to just respect and understand that, okay, he's the coach. He knows what he's doing. Let him do his thing. That's not something I even thought about the last year, that we're going to turn this guy into a number one centerman, because it's what he is now, all of a sudden. It's quite a story, the Tage Thompson story, the more that unfolds. We will see this year. A few of you have talked about you want to see if first year's a fluke. There's no fluke when you get 38 goals the way he got it. First of all, there's no fluke. Not the way he was shooting the puck. There's no fluke. But can he catch the league off guard again, right? The league was kind of caught off guard. Every time they played the Sabres, this big, giant centerman is scoring. And his reach is outstanding. And he's got soft hands, too. And he has a rocket for a shot. So there was just a lot of things that went right for him last year. And his health. Let's remember that, his health. We have to hope he stays healthy, too. That's the thing. If we get the goaltending, it will trickle down on everybody. Everybody's going to feel. Think about the days, guys, when we had Hasek. When Hasek was, no, I'm not comparing Comrie to Hasek. I'm comparing the situation, not the goalies. But remember when Hasek was going, how we felt? We're going to win. You just knew the way Hasek was playing in nets. We're going to win this game, no matter what. It makes no difference what anybody else does. He's not letting nothing in. How do you lose when you only let in one goal a game? Just my thoughts on this subject. Look, if Comrie stars for us, hey, I'll be thrilled. I'll be thrilled because there's something I didn't see coming. It's not even something I thought about till Saber76 wrote this comment. What if that happens? Just a thought, guys. Just a thought. And if it does happen, where I think we're all going to be pretty excited this year about all our chances of whatever after that. Okay, I'm rambling. That's it. I want to get these videos up, done, and I've got to go and take out my little girl and let her go threaten some dogs or something outside. See you in the next one, guys. Have a great night.